Actually, my one friend from my school back then, he told me about the Jinn. And subhanallah, I didn't sleep for 2 months after that, but like, that was my first thoughts to da'wah. I was like, subhanallah, this actually what I have always believed. And I was 12 years old, and I was this close at taking my shahada back then. But I thought that I would have to like start to wear only thobes. I would have to speak only Arabic. My family would disown me if I became Muslim. So Shaitan, he came to me and whispered these things. Subhanallah, always I used to have this one thought that when I'm 30 years old, I will accept Islam. Before it, I can like enjoy some of the things of the dunya, and then I can accept Islam. Or then, when I'm on my deathbed, I can just say my shahada and But then the thing came to me that, subhanallah, I don't know, like one day I might just like get hit by the truck, or Malikul Maut would just like come to me, like when I'm asleep. Yeah, my name is Yusuf and I'm born in 2002. I was basically like brought up in like basic like Finnish Protestant Christian family. It was not like practicing Christian, but like just like basic Finnish family. Since I was like very young, I always had these questions like about religion in general. Religion, the meaning of life. I always used to like think that why do we like believe in Christianity in Finland? Or some believe, some don't believe. But I always like had these questions about Trinity and all this stuff. So basically I was thinking these things even though I was like very young. And I used to have these like theological conversations with my mom actually. And we always like, I used to ask her like, what is Trinity? Why do we believe like there's 3 gods and it's 1 and 3, and it's like, seems like it's not possible. And my mom always used to give me these answers that maybe it's God's logic, we don't have to understand it. And I wasn't like satisfied with these answers. So when I was like maybe 9 years old, actually my one friend from my school back then, he told me about the Jinn. And subhanallah, I didn't sleep for 2 months after that, but like, that was my first thoughts to da'wah. And after that, basically, I always used to be like interested in Islam in general. A few months passed by and our school did this trip to our local masjid. And actually in the masjid there was this Finnish convert who was like talking about Islam and telling these like different things about Tawheed, about like Allah and these things. And I remember when he read the Quran, it was like subhanallah, because he looked like he was Finnish guy, but he still like read the Quran and spoke Arabic. So that had a like big impact on me. And after that I went home and I was to my mom, I was like, have you heard about Islam? It's this cool religion, you know, and they believe in Jesus actually he's one of the prophets. And it makes sense to me. And after that, basically, the thought was just in back of my mind. When I was young, I didn't really like, I have different things in my life back then. Just like hanging out with friends and doing all kinds of like stuff that kids do, you know, at that age. So when I was like 12 years old, I found this YouTube channel that was like basically the Muslims in Helsinki. And actually I looked the videos and for some reason, Allahu A'lam, for some reason this video came up to me. That was a video called Da'wah. And I watched the video and I was cool sitting in the masjid. And I was like, subhanallah, of course I didn't say subhanallah, but I was like, wow, what a consequence. And after that, I just like scrolled through the whole channel and just like gained information about Islam. and subhanallah, everything made sense to me. I was like, subhanallah, this is actually what I have always believed. And I was 12 years old, and I was this close at taking my shahada back then, but I thought that I would have to like start to wear only thobes. I would have to speak only Arabic. My family would disown me if I became Muslim. So Shaitan, he came to me and whispered these things. And Qadr Allah, I didn't take my shahada back then, even though I was like so convinced that Islam was the truth, Islam was the haqq. But like maybe when I got to high school, I got into very like bad French groups, or just like Finnish French groups, you know. When you're a Finnish kid, you know, and you don't really like think about these things, you just like go with the flow, enjoy life, all kinds of fahisha. And subhanallah, when I saw the lifestyle, when I saw these things, I was like, subhanallah, this isn't really what I want to do with my life. This just makes people depressed. Just like when you see like what does it do to people around you, and like there is basically no point. You're just like following your desires. You're just like, what makes us like different from animals at that point? And subhanallah, when I actually started to think these things, I was like, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, actually one day I was just like, I have to accept Islam, because if I don't accept Islam, I don't have any reasons or any like explanation on the Yawm al-Qiyamah. What would I say? I say that I was just like prolonging it. Subhanallah, always I used to have this one thought that when I'm 30 years old, I will accept Islam. Before it, I can like enjoy some of the things of the dunya, and then I can accept Islam. Or then when I'm on my deathbed, I can just say my shahada and like, you know. But then the thing came to me that, subhanallah, I don't know, like one day I might just like get hit by the truck, or Malikul Maut would just like come to me, like when I'm asleep. Subhanallah, then I was like, I have to accept Islam. And then, alhamdulillah, I texted one of my friends from like way back, actually like 3 years, like we hadn't been in contact in any ways. And he was a Somali brother. And I actually just like, it was like, I think it's like 2 p.m., like 2 a.m. actually. And I just texted him. I was like, man, I have to take my shahada. You know, I have to take my shahada. And he was like, bro, is this a prank? And I was like, no, I have to take my shahada, because I had been given him some hints, like way back. I used to like, because I always was interested in Islam. I always like, for example, read some Quran to him, and I wasn't even Muslim, and he was always also like, where have you been learning this stuff? And alhamdulillah, I was 18 years old when I accepted Islam, took my shahada, and right now, alhamdulillah, I'm 19 years old and soon turning 20, alhamdulillah.